another European milestone for Spain, but not one that makes for pleasant reading. The country recorded the worst unemployment figures on the continent for the first half of 2020. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez, who spoke on Monday, was keen to get his country moving.
We have stopped a fierce and most destructive wave of the pandemic. So aside from continuing to fight against the virus, it is now time to relaunch our economy, our companies, and create jobs. It is also time to show the true level of the possibilities and potential that Spain has.
On the streets of Madrid, a city that's recorded the highest number of new daily infections over the last 2 weeks, opinion is divided.
Employment will fall drastically if we go into lockdown again, so until we solve this health problem, we can't reverse the employment situation.
I think we can do it, but right now the politicians are all fighting against each other, instead of looking for some middle ground.
So how does Spain plan to kickstart its economy? The Prime Minister's coalition government needs budget approval, but has to seek support from the opposition parties. Negotiations have already begun, but a tough road lies ahead. The last budget agreement came back in 2018 under the previous administration, and it still remains in place. Sánchez has now pushed for an urgent solution.
Well, it's hard to think of a more difficult situation for a government. It has no majority support to begin with. The right and left are very split. The left wants the guaranteed basic income. The right wants tax cuts to reactivate the economy. The left wants to get rid of the labor reform. The right wants to deregulate. So it'd be very hard to find common ground. We haven't had a budget for a while. And you're going to have an economy that's worsening in the fall.
The EU has promised a $166 billion fund for Spain, but the government will also need cross-party agreement on how that is distributed. Sánchez will need all his powers of diplomacy in the coming weeks to guide his country through this critical phase of recovery. Martin Egan, CGTN, Madrid.